Hello, welcome to another episode of the Talented Learning Demonstration Series. As I always say, this is my favorite series of content because we get to travel the world virtually, meet with the very best learning system and learning technology vendors, and see all the new cool stuff that they're creating and innovating with. And today's no different. We're going to go and see DigitalChalk today. They've been around for a while, innovating and really focusing on the industries that are the toughest, the compliance industries, and solving all the challenges that exist in compliance and highly regulated and continuing education focused industries. And so we're going to see a lot of neat functionality that's designed to solve those problems and challenges in a really neat, simple way. And I know this is going to be really cool. How do I know? Because 2 weeks ago, we did the exact same thing and I forgot to hit record. So this is my second time in a relatively short period of time to see this solution. And I heard there's some new things that are going to surface. So welcome and let's get started. DigitalChalk and Troy, take it away.
All right. Well, thanks so much, John. Troy and I are super excited to join you today. My name's Ann Torrey, and I'm the Managing Director of Marketing for DigitalChalk. And today I'm joined by Troy Tolley, who is a co-founder for DigitalChalk and also our current CTO. So he is the one who has the vision for the product and is working with clients every single day to help them achieve their goals and overcome the challenges that they have. So
All
before we
right.
hop into the demo, I have a few things to share. So, John, anything else you want to mention before I jump in?
No, sounds like we got the right people on the call. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so just to kind of frame up where we're at here in June of 2025 with the state of the learning industry. There are still many training leaders who are navigating training without an LMS or potentially struggling with a platform that doesn't quite meet their needs. And we want those people to know, you know what, you're not alone. Many training leaders are facing the same challenges. And so industry research reveals that nearly half of the workers at US companies will find their core skills outdated in the next 2 to 3 years. Only 33% of employees feel equipped with the tools that they need to quickly apply the skills that they have learned. And just over 10% of L&D leaders believe that employees have the skills that they need for the future. So with those statistics, it's not surprising that training leaders often feel frustrated or uncertain about their ability to prepare employees for what's next. But it really doesn't have to be this way. With the right strategy and very flexible tools, training leaders can empower their workforce and their customers to thrive in a rapidly changing world. And so we're going to talk a little bit about who DigitalChalk is helping and discuss the successes that they've had. So our top ideal customers are training leaders who manage programs for the companies that need to stay compliant, grow efficiently, and deliver a really great learning experience. They're typically in construction and manufacturing, healthcare, continuing education, or are working at training businesses. So you can see we attract a really diverse group of companies and excel in providing training for both internal and external audiences. So training leaders that we work with are generally responsible for quite a variety of different training programs. So in construction and manufacturing, they're training field teams, maintaining safety and compliance certifications, and onboarding new hires quickly across dispersed locations. In healthcare, especially nursing homes and skilled care facilities, they're training staff to meet strict regulatory compliance requirements and improve the quality of patient care. and continuing education and training businesses. They're creating scalable, revenue generating learning programs that support their own business growth. But as a whole, they really face similar challenges, including addressing how to update outdated manual processes that might waste time and risk non-compliance, difficulty scaling their training programs without overwhelming small teams, and also the increasing pressure to offer flexible, accessible learning, whether it's for employees, customers, or partners. So DigitalChalk stands out in the industry because we're known for being very easy for lean training teams to launch, manage, and scale. We support both the internal and external training programs in one flexible platform. We help automate compliance tracking, certifications, and reporting, which is critical for industries with tight regulatory oversight. And we offer a unique video training creation capabilities and integrated content bundles. So, and with all of that flexibility and very full featured LMS also comes unlimited US-based and world-class customer support, really helping our clients to launch faster, grow smarter, and avoid common roadblocks. And so many of our customers come to us for the LMS, but they stay with us because of the outstanding user support that we offer. And that's not only for admins, it's for every user. So all of these things combined help our customers scale very quickly and realize positive ROI faster. All right. So, I've talked a little bit about customer success and our customers. So I want to show you a few logos here. You see quite a variety of different types of companies, but we're really proud to have these companies as customers and support them on their learning journey. So some customers are delivering employee training, others are delivering customer training, and some are doing a mixture of both. So with DigitalChalk, really the options are endless. And so our customers tell us that they meet or exceed the industry averages of, saving 20 to 50% of the time previously spent managing their training programs by implementing the DigitalChalk LMS. They've also replaced classroom-based learning with online learning, saving 42% of their costs that they used to spend on delivering in-person training. And even more importantly, their learners are on average 92% more engaged with the training that they're delivering because of the video, gamification, learning scenarios, and checkpoints that we show and that we offer. And so Troy's going to be showing you all of those things. But when we talk about what customers are achieving, we really want to dive into some of the use cases. And so you can see from an employee training perspective, we're helping speed onboarding, enhancing those skills, documenting compliance. And that's one thing that you're going to see on both sides of the slide there. We have some really great certification and compliance documentation, and then really leveraging integrations as well. So, our customers are able to really cover the entire gamut of learning opportunity. All right, so we're just about ready to hop into the demo. Lots to show you today. Too much to show you the entire LMS, but Troy's going to jump into some of the highlights and some of the new things that DigitalChalk is offering that's really getting the industry excited. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Troy.
All right, outstanding. That was a great overview, Ann. The model for everybody else to follow of exactly what you do and who you do it for and what benefits they see and why. Couldn't have summarized it any better. So thank you. Troy, all yours.
excited to be able to show you this today.
Again,
I said I cannot show you everything in the world. So I'm going to show you the basics of what we have created and in the last couple of months and what we've deployed. So can you see my screen okay?
I can. Looks great.
Awesome. So this is a construction site that we have. I'm going to log in here as a user first. So we sign in. I'm using form authentication here, but of course we can support, SAML or any custom single sign-on mechanisms that you want. So when the learner first logs in, this is the screen that they're brought to. This screen is meant to be very simple, showing them exactly what they need to accomplish for the day. Up top, you have the ability to put, messaging and banners and whatnot. But what's important here is the current courses that you are enrolled in. These courses can actually be customized per user based upon their team or any attributes that they have associated with their profile. This is one of the strengths that I'll talk about in our rules system later. But this is fully customizable for every single user that logs in. They need a brand new experience, customized just for them for the courses that they need to take. We also have a catalog. You can choose to expose a catalog of courses to your users. These are courses that they can come in and sample and take at their leisure. You get to choose which courses they want to take or that you expose to them for their perusing. One of the new features that we launched that John, you're getting the very first demo of that feature. So some of the things that we've heard from our users, and they, especially for our larger clients that have hundreds and hundreds of courses, right? And they have elements of those courses. So our courses are made up of elements. And they have something way down the bowels of that course that's about a particular function. Let's say you run a lawnmower business and it's about putting lawnmowers together, and there's a particular part that you have a video on that's buried in 3 courses down, and you're used to be able to find that based upon the SKU number or something like that. We've added this powerful search tool here, so I'm just going to do something simple here for you. So what this is going to do, it scours all the courses that you have access to. So it looks at your security profile. It looks at what you've registered for, what you've completed, and also what courses are out there in the universe of your organization, and kind of shows you those courses that you can take that are based upon this topic. So you can see here that we're actually showing you all the elements where OSHA has talked about or mentioned. And these are the different elements where that is mentioned. This is a course that I've already registered for, so I can continue this course. These are courses that I've obviously completed. And then this is one that I have not started yet that's showing up that I might want to register for. So that's something that was really just added. It looks simple on the front, but it does a lot of deep searching on the back end to expose the things that are relevant to you right at the moment that you need it.
Nice.
So I'm going to go ahead and launch a course straight from our platform. So this course is branded, obviously, however you want to brand it. And then I'm going to walk through the different elements here just in a simple course. And then I'm going to show you how we built this course with some of the newer things. First thing here that I'll show you is what we call our chalkboard. John, we started in 2006 with video, kind of before anybody was doing video, and we were synchronizing all sorts of stuff back then. We have done a brand new update to the system, really bringing this forward, getting the feedback from our customers over all this time, and really putting it into one product here. So I'm going to go ahead and start this. So you can see here, it started right where I left off. So this will remember exactly where I was within the course. We've now given the student the ability up here to change what their layout is. So however they prefer to see this, they're going to be able to change that. If they need really big slides, they can choose that. This is called a checkpoint. So what happened is I just did a trigger point in the chalkboard that says, hey, you've learned something. Now we're going to ask you a question about it. So we've popped up a question here. You can put timers on this. It's a multiple choice question. Obviously, I'm not. So, I got it wrong. So what are the choices now? So let's go back and rewatch the video. So what that's going to do is it's going to back up the video exactly to the point where that question was covered. And so it will go through all of the information again. It's going to ask you that question again. Hopefully you get it right the second time and you can continue on. So this is our new chalkboard experience that we're really, really excited about.
Awesome. Looks great.
Chalkboard can also be just video, so we can do just video elements that show up. One of the things that we do with video is in any of our videos, you can actually embed chapters. You can embed your own captions, and we have a caption editor that I'll show you in a little bit. We've just integrated also a new PDF viewer into the product. So when you upload documents in DigitalChalk, we detect what document types that you're uploading. If you've uploaded PDFs, we're able to interrogate that PDF, give you quick searching through that PDF now, track the usage of that PDF from page to page. And we can allow you to prevent the downloading and printing of a PDF right within the platform. So we've gotten feedback from our customers, hey, you've given me the ability to upload a file. I can let the users download that file to read it, but now I want to protect it. This is intellectual property I want to protect, so I don't want them to be able to download it. So we've added some of those capabilities here.
Nice. Does that big search, the big new search, go into PDFs too?
Yeah, it will go all the way down, all the way to all the elements of the course.
Awesome.
So this is something we call an assignment. So DigitalChalk is made up of different elements, as you're seeing. The first ones you saw there was video. Then you saw a file download. It could be multiple files, but sometimes you want to have people do things offline, or you need to collect information from them in a little bit different way. So maybe it's not an interactive test or a video, but you need them to go off and do some research and then come back and submit that research to you. So we've created something called an assignment. You can tell them exactly what you need them to do. They can submit a response right within the assignment. They can upload files. So we have a lot of healthcare companies using this right now, especially in the CNA space, where you actually have to demonstrate that you can move somebody from a bed to a chair. And so, they'll have the CNAs record themselves on their iPhone or device, picking up the patient in the proper way, moving them to a chair and setting them down, and they upload this. And then the instructor gets a notification that's a new video being uploaded with a description, and then they can go and review it, and then they can let that student pass that piece of the course. Or they can actually send feedback to the user, hey, you need to try this again. I'm going to reset your assignment, try it again, and do these things.
Hopefully there's not feedback of saying, hand your phone to a third person to film you.
All right. The last thing that would be here would be a certificate of completion. So since I'm not taking all the course today with you, I'm not going to show you the generation of that certificate, but I can show you one that I've already earned. So let's go up here to my account and into my transcript. So you can see here, every user in the system has access to a full transcript. Everything that they've ever taken within DigitalChalk, all of their grades are available to them. Any events that they've attended, any achievements or gamification leaderboards that they're a part of. So right here, all of our achievements are listed for this user. In this case, they've earned certificates at the end of the course. So you can see here, these are certificates that I earned. If I click on one of these certificates, I can see the full certificate here. I can download this certificate and submit it to the proper authority if they need it. The next thing I wanted to show you is our badging. So DigitalChalk uses the open badging specification. And when you earn a badge within DigitalChalk, we bake it with the skills now that you have achieved for this course. We also have an accreditation statement that you can add to the badge that's baked in. And what's important about this badge is if you download this badge and you share it onto another platform, it can actually call back into DigitalChalk and make sure and validate this is actually a valid badge. And when that callback happens, we can return whether it was expired or not. You can do that also if you want to share your badge automatically. We allow you to share it automatically with LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. if you scan this with your phone, you would be able to see my badge that I've earned, and it would be that validation page. And if it's expired, it would show expired at that point. We got a lot of interest at ATD about this because people would scan our badge. So we wore badges at ATD that showed what we were certified in. And once that scan happens, there you go. So you got my badge. There you go. Once that scan happens, it validates that person actually did complete that. It gives you the capability as a manager to walk the floor. So let's talk about construction, especially if they need to have OSHA training, they have to validate it. There's a couple of ways now. We wore a badge that showed our training certifications, and that could be scanned by OSHA as they come by and make sure that every employee is actually, has that certification. We've also added the ability to add it to your Google Wallet and your Apple Wallet. So now it checks to make sure that you are who you say you are. So you wouldn't be able to download mine, John, but I can download mine, and I can just show it right off of my phone now that I have achieved this certification. So this is a brand new feature that we really got a lot of interest on at the ATD show this year.
That's really super. I run into the use case over the years whenever you're working on construction projects where they have contractors of all types that aren't your employees that come into the job sites, and it's really important to make sure those certifications are validated as they're walking onto the site. And a lot of organizations struggle with that. So just to automate that, put that in your wallet, make it so you'll never lose it. That's really easy and smart. I like it.
Great. So that's the student experience. So that's kind of in a nutshell the newer things that we've added to the student experience for you. So what I want to do now is take you into the admin experience and show you how does the magic really happen. So we'll log back out here. I'll log in with an admin ID for me. Okay, so it's going to look very similar because as an admin, I'm also a student, right? So I have courses that are different here that are assigned to me based upon my profile information. So let's talk about how does that profile information get added to a user? Well, if you're using single sign-on with SAML, we can map all those attributes into custom attributes based upon, for the user. But if you're just using form login, we can also allow you to add custom user fields out here. And we support everything from drop downs to radio buttons to dates to text fields. And all of this helps you decorate or add metadata to your users. And you can then make decisions based upon that metadata of what courses they need to be in, what timing they need to take those courses on. So this is one way that you can do that. The other way to do that is to put your users into teams, and we support hierarchical teams. So you can actually put users into different teams within the hierarchy. And once you do that, those teams can be mapped back in those rules. So when they come in here for, it's like reports. When they come in here for the reports, only the reporting that they are able to see will be shown here because it knows what team they're in, what users they have access to, what courses they have access to. So if they're running a student completion report, for instance, based upon their user, these are the only users that I'm able to see based upon my position within the hierarchy. And this can be done for course assignment as well as, reporting and across the system. So let's go and look at creating a course. So I'll go back into that OSHA 10 general safety course because it had a lot of really good elements. So you can see here that our course is made up of all the standard features that you would expect. One thing that I would like to call out, though, is these delivery types. So within our courses, we're a little bit different than some traditional LMSs in that, you don't just upload a SCORM file and that's your course. We support, all the standard formats, SCORM, ASCII, XAPI, all of those, plus video and tests. But we allow you to decorate SCORM files that you upload with other elements around it as well. So our courses can be made up of multiple SCORM files or a SCORM file and a video and a test that you've created. So you get to combine elements from all sorts of different places. And then you can choose how those elements are delivered. You can choose to put them on a calendar-based schedule, or one element at a time, or all elements at once. So you have complete control there, even down to the visibility. So you can choose whether or not someone can see the elements before they take them, or before they're available to them, or if they have to just see one thing at a time. Review periods are also built in. So if you have a situation where you want somebody to be able to review the course forever, or you want to limit their review period and for a number of days after registration. So after they complete it, maybe they have access to it for another year, and that's it. It will cut them out of that course, and they won't be able to see anything about that course anymore. So all of that is possible. Our course authoring capabilities, you can segment this down per user, for a team, for all different types of roles. Completion criteria can be very advanced here. So you can look down at the element level, say if they fail the test, they kick them out of the course. So you don't have to just have one strategy when looking at completion for your courses. Let me dive into element creation. So this is what I was talking about when I said you can actually build a course from all sorts of different content. So when you add an element to DigitalChalk, these are all the different types that we support you adding to the system. So your traditional learning packages are here under this, which is the SCORM, the XAPI, AICC. Web archives is just a zip file of whatever content that you want to upload. We'll actually host that for you. If you don't want to host it on a different website, we'll host that content for you and display it within the platform. It allows you to track who's actually been to that platform and how much of that platform that they've read. You can also upload PowerPoints into here. We'll extract it and then create HTML5 ready a delivery of those PowerPoints so that you know exactly how far they've advanced within the PowerPoint. So let's dig into these different types. The one that I wanted to show you was the chalkboard, right? So this was our new element, or it was really a new refresh of our video chalkboards. The biggest thing about this is it's fully responsive design now with complete control to the user of how they want to view that content. So you saw it being able to switch the sides and everything. But let's look at the power behind it on, how do you build this course? So here we've added this video from our media library. Everything is stored over here in the media library. And in that course, in that video, when you upload a video in DigitalChalk, you're adding a version of that video. This is powerful because as technology changes or as some requirement changes for OSHA, you don't want to have to re-put this video in every course that you've referenced it, where you've referenced it. So we give you the ability to version it. So if I uploaded a new version of this, I could activate that version, and that version is automatically pushed to every single course that reference this video without you having to do a lot of rework. Also, when you upload a video now, we're using AI behind the scenes to interrogate that video and automatically create closed caption files for you. So if you upload a Spanish speaking video, we will create Spanish captions for that video by default. If you upload English speaking in this case, then we're going to detect that and give you English captions. And sometimes, AI is getting so much better, but, that 98% can sometimes be frustrating, or 99% even can be frustrating if it's missing a word or an acronym. So we've given you a full editor to come in here and edit your captions however you see fit. You can actually move them around, change the timing, change the wording, spelling, capitalization, all of that is available to you. This is also where you break your video up into chapters. So you can add chapters for your video. And these are just segments of where you want to break your video down. So let's go back to the course where we had added this. And I want to talk to you about checkpoints, right? So you saw a checkpoint pop up as I was taking the course and ask me a question right here. So I can ask different types of checking. I can do different types of checking during the playing of the video of this chalkboard element. I can create a statement, which is basically, hey, maybe it's an "Are you there?" or "Are you sure you're listening?" statement that I want to put out there. But most of the time, people will want to do a question. They can create true, false question, text choice questions, or even ask the person to enter their password again. This is very important for compliance reasons, especially in the real estate industry. So we work very well with Arillo, which has a lot of standards around making sure that people are kind of butts in seat learning for the entire time. And checkpoints allow you to make sure that the person is engaged, that they're learning their content, but that they're also there and awake and available. Entering their password is a good way for us to check their identity, but also to make sure that they're still sitting there. If we look at one of these checkpoints here, this is the one that you saw, right? It has which one was correct. You can actually shuffle the options automatically and then give feedback. And you saw that feedback come out, when I was taking it, that I was incorrect. This is where you actually choose the path. So on a correct one, I'm just going to continue. And you saw me have to go back to a time, right? I had to go back to 30 seconds within this video because I got it incorrect.
Cool.
The other thing I want to show you that's built in right now within DigitalChalk, very exciting, is our new slide feature. This is a full feature. It's almost like PowerPoint in a box for you right here within DigitalChalk. So we do support you uploading. If you want to insert your slides, you could upload a whole PowerPoint, and we will convert those into slides that are dropped right here within the video. And that would be up here with the upload. You can choose an existing slide that you already have in your library, but I'm going to just create a new one here just for fun. So we'll just start with a very blank slide. And this is our slide editor. So we can give you templates where you can get started. But let me choose a background image here. And we've integrated with a platform called Unsplash, where we can give you free access to a lot of different images. Search for some construction. So I like this here. So we'll go ahead and we'll insert that as our background on our slide. And then maybe we'll add a text block on top of that. And this is going to be my construction slide. So all of this is available to you right within DigitalChalk. I can add other images here if I want to do, let's see, hard hat. You are given full control over how you want these things to appear on the slide. You can move it around, you can stack them, but this gives you full and complete control over what you're showing to your user without having to integrate a third-party piece of software to build this information. All of this stuff is fully available right within our video editor. You can sync it all together and really make beautiful presentations. It's also managed right down here on a timeline. So you can see exactly where this slide's going to appear. We give you the ability to kind of make sure that it's fine-tuned. You can drag and drop these things, move them around. I can skip these two on the side of each other, things like that. So great editor that we just put into the system.
Awesome.
The other thing that we just put out, and this is really good for both of our e-commerce clients, or what we call continuing education clients, as well as our corporate clients. We gave you the ability now to create custom catalogs. And I've told you before that all of our catalogs, you can look at profile information, you can look at information about the user, the courses that they've taken, and customize those to rules so that you don't have to touch it. But there are instances where you want to build very specific catalogs for people. So this makes a unique URL that you can hand to a company that you might be training or a set of individuals. This unique URL will actually send you to a listing of the particular offerings that you choose. So let's go to this URL. I've created this catalog. You see it's going to launch this URL. You get to add custom banners into the catalog, and then only those courses that you pick will be here. This is really great for things like affiliate marketing, where you have affiliates that are selling your content for you. We give you the ability now to track those affiliates, and actually you can do payouts to those affiliates automatically through powerful integrations that we have with affiliate tracking software on the back end. So if you had a catalog of courses that were for sale here, you put those prices on here, they would buy those courses, and then you could pay that affiliate based upon what was bought.
Ooh, that's a great feature set. What's the affiliate software on the backside?
We're integrated with First Promoter right now.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that our customers really like is all the different types of integrations. So here you'll see kind of the base integrations that come straight to you out of the box. But we integrate with thousands of other platforms with public APIs. So things like any HR platform that you need to integrate with, we have custom integrations that are built that talk directly to those platforms. You're able to share registration information with those platforms back, mailing platforms, proctoring platforms, all of those things can be integrated right here within the software. I think those are the big things, John, that we've released recently. Oh, actually, I do have one more I want to show you. I totally forgot. So let's talk about testing, right? So the OSHA course again. One of the cool things that we just did is in testing. So sometimes you've got all of this training content with video, right? Or, files. And you need to be able to test on that content pretty quickly. So now we have this ability to generate questions using AI. And we ask you, hey, what elements within the platform do you want it to kind of interrogate to figure out what questions to make? You can see here that this picked the 2 videos that I have in this course. And then I can go to my settings here and say, hey, I want a true false, a multiple choice, a short text, and a long text. I'm going to create one of each one of those types. So I'll generate those. It's going to go off, look at those videos, interrogate the transcripts of those videos, figure out what content in that video is relevant for me to ask a question about. So what is the most relevant piece of information in that video? You see, I've done it multiple times here. So you can see here, so true, false, drop down text choice. I guess started here. Drop down text choice, true, false, short text, and a long text. So what it does on the back end is it figures out, hey, what's the most relevant question I could ask? It creates the stem, but it also creates the correct answer as well as all the distractors. And it just doesn't go make up distractors. It actually puts in relevant information that are valid distractors for this test question. We also support one of the more advanced question types that we support is a matrix question. This is a fairly new and interesting question type because matrix is hard to build in many platforms. So we give you the ability here to build a matrix type question out. You can choose what are the correct choices for this matrix question. You can choose whether it's one response per row, multiple responses, shuffle the rows, shuffle the columns, so that you're making sure that there's no cheating taking place. It's another piece of our testing software. I think the last piece of that test that I thought you might be interested in as well is I'll use this basic electrician test. So within testing, we have been asked many times in different use cases. One is, hey, I'm moving from a different platform. Hey, I've got all my content over in this platform. I can export it in XYZ format. How do I import it into DigitalChalk? Well, testing is one of those conundrums because there is a platform called QTI specification for testing. It's an XML specification. It's very complex. A lot of people don't like it because it's not really readable to the common person unless you're an engineer. And so a lot of systems don't support it. So what we decided to do instead was to let you bring your content in whatever format that you have it. So in this case, I use this PDF here. So I'll show you this PDF here. it's not pretty, but it's got test questions in it with the correct choices in bold, right? So it really doesn't have a column that says correct answer, but we're using AI on the background now. And what we do is when you import a test question, you can upload Excel file, you can upload a PDF, a doc file. You don't have to have it in a specific format. It could be a QTI XML file. That would be great, and it would parse that. But we will detect what that correct answer is, whether it's highlighted or bold or circled. We use AI in the background to help us determine what the intent is of that document, and we can create that test question right from that document. So here you can see that document was uploaded. It chose the correct answer, provided distractors, and put point ranking on it. So that was a really cool and fun feature to work on for the team. We were excited to release that.
Yeah, that's neat. That's neat. I haven't seen that. So that's brand new functionality in the industry. A lot of test question generation, but not the figure it out bulk up port. So I haven't seen that yet. That's cool.
Yeah. And did I miss anything that you'd like for me to show?
No, that was a really good thorough one from my standpoint. But Ann's got one. What is it, Ann?
Oh, just one quick comment, Troy. When we were just recently at ATD, people were really excited about what we could do from an integrations perspective. And you mentioned it, you touched on it lightly, but there's so much interest in integrating with HRIS or ERP or CRM. And so, I guess I'm just curious about any of those conversations that you had and what people were getting really excited about, because what we can offer with our integrations is it's basically no code,
Right.
which is pretty unbelievable, very fast, very efficient. So anything that you would add to that?
Really just what I said. As long as there's an open API, we can scour that API. We pull that right in for you, and we do the hookup in the background of DigitalChalk, and that communication flow is pretty automatic now. So we can, obviously the easy ones are like Google Sheets and Microsoft and all of those, and even some of the more complicated ones now. If there's an API that we can reference, those things are very easy for us to pull in and integrate with.
Yeah. So the really cool thing about that is, taking that learning data and really maximizing it across other systems. So, your investment that you make in learning, what can you do with that data? Where else could you connect that in your organization to really make a difference? So it's cool stuff. Everybody always cares about integrations, that's for sure.
I know I do. I know I do. It is one of the biggest challenges really of every organization, because every stack is different. And so it's a challenge over and over and over again, because it's always a different combination of systems. So to see you have it neatly mapped out makes it easy. That's what everybody needs. All right. Well, cool. This is a good one. I told you it was a good one, listeners. Is that even better than the one they showed me a couple of weeks ago? Because there's some new features already since then. So Troy, Ann, thanks for stopping back out again to the Talented Learning demonstration series. It's great to have you, see all the progress that you're doing. Appreciate the time.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thanks so much, John. Always great to stop by.
Always great. Always great. You can go to digitalchalk.com and get a lot more information. I'm sure ask for a demonstration tailored to your organization to see how this would all lay out. It's really cool, though. It's nice to see the different pieces all coming together here over the years as you're mapping this out from really from all aspects of working with the groups and working with the branding and the enhancements in the content and the assessment engine and the matrix question, and just doing all these different pieces. It's getting deep and mature, and it is deep and mature. Looks like it can handle a lot of different situations. And picking those industries is tough. The regulated industries are the most complicated industries for learning technology. So you pick the hardest bite of the apple to tackle, and that's anybody that's in one of those industries, of construction or manufacturing or healthcare or continuing education or a training company, those unique challenges that you face every day. These are the challenges that they decided to solve proactively. So there you have it. Thanks for joining me on another episode of the Talented Learning Demonstration Series. You can find more of our fiercely independent content at talentedlearning.com. We'll see you on the next.